immune system is a massive microverse filled with billions of cells and proteins. These cells and proteins are what make you live and do the most boring things in your life, like going to uni or attending family dinners. This is what makes the immune system so fascinating. I'd like to give all of you a very good example. So think of the human body. It consists of approximately 40 trillion cells. And let's imagine each cell is the size of one human being. You have a massive universe stacked upon each other. And this is how the immune cells, the tiny, tiny immune cells, have to protect. This is what they are tasked with every single day. And the best part is they have to fight against microbial asteroids, cancer volcanoes, foreign comets, and so on. And it's very simple. You have two systems in place, the innate and the adaptive. Now don't let these terms confuse you. It's very simple. The innate have arsenals, guns to fire on multiple different pathogens all at once. The adaptive, on the other hand, has heat-seeking missiles, which are basically antibodies and specific proteins to one pathogen. Now what's amazing about this whole process and why I wanted to study this at my university is because this system is so highly regulated. These two systems work parallelly together with each and every organ system in our body, from the nervous system to the endocrine, digestive, and so on. This makes it the second most complex organ system in the body, even after the nervous system. This is what makes it incredibly fascinating. Now, with the spread of technology and advancement, one big pandemic has been trending and rising, and not the COVID, something far, far worse and sinister. Misinformation pandemic. The misinformation pandemic, such as supplements and certain different medications, have been shown that it can boost the immune system, when in reality it doesn't. Let me give you all a very simple example. Think of a house with a security alarm, and if a burglar attempts to get in, it's supposed to protect you against the intruder. This is how the immune system should normally work. But let's say your immune system is boosted. So now a little girl who's selling cookies just knocks on the door for a friendly chat and the police show up. This is quite an overreaction, don't you think? So this is the problem of different health gurus and influencers. Now don't get me wrong, supplements are very good. They're good for treating a wide array of conditions. But when they are just misused without thinking, it's very dangerous. And quite shockingly, the research on this is very horrifying. Several studies from PubMed have shown that chronic use of vitamin B supplementation, when not required, leads to cardiac failure, lung cancer, and so many more conditions. This is what makes it incredibly scary, and this is why autoimmune conditions and the power of our immune system needs to be understood. Because the immune system is not a Clash of Clans character that you keep pressing to keep on upgrading. Okay? It's not that simple. It's much more complicated. And like I said earlier, this is more like expensive urine, which it is. It's really expensive. It's useless. If you need it, sure. But if it doesn't, you need to think about it. Now let me introduce you to the dark side. That's Obi-Wan. Oh, sorry, that's Darth Vader. Never mind. Sorry. So, the dark side. We talk so much about the immune system. We talk about vaccines. We talk about B cells or antibodies, so many different things. But after the COVID pandemic, there were a lot of scary things about the immune system that are not known, the dark side of the autoimmune system. The immune system is a double-edged sword that can harm and heal you as well. So it's important to think about how we want to unlock the potential of our immune system. For example, the immune system, so we have autoimmune condition, let's say. In this, you have antibodies, autoantibodies being secreted. Auto means self, antibody against your own cells, which is very sad and disheartening, because this is what differentiates it from chronic conditions. So let me give you a very simple example of a very common trend which has been occurring. after the COVID pandemic shocked multiple people around the world, a different trend has been growing on autoimmune condition, which has led a lot of researchers to keep wondering what is this trend and why is it really happening. It's very simple, the hygiene hypothesis, and it's not confusing. It's very simple. As children, we are not exposed, even as adults, we are not exposed to the outside world as much as we need to. We are not mouses or hamsters who keep sitting in our cage. By the way, I have one and he's very bored at sitting at home. So this is exactly how we feel sitting at home, and it's not good for our body as well, because think of the immune system as a little child that needs to grow, that needs to be nurtured, that needs to know the difference between good and bad, because if it doesn't know the difference, it does not know with what level to attack with, because you need to know the right amount of threat to deal with. For example, in the military, we have something called the DEFCON system. So from a small burglary, you would have a DEFCON 5 system in place, whereas for a terrorist attack, you would have DEFCON 1. This is the same thing for the immune system. You need to know the difference of when it needs to attack, when it needs to attack. And how do we do that? Now, what's a very scary trend which has been happening very recently is that women have been shown to be seen in 80% of autoimmune conditions, women are affected, which is again very depressing, because in the healthcare system, women are often misdiagnosed, misunderstood, and the clinical trials don't involve them in the first place, even though 80% of these cases, they are suffering. So why is this happening? So a lot of studies have been done on it, but not clearly enough. They only suggest that certain female sex hormones are regulating the immune system. But what's very upsetting is that the treatment for it is steroids. And steroids have a wide variety of benefits. They're used for lots of conditions. But the most common effect for them is to suppress your immune system. And you may be thinking, that's a good thing. The immune system's attacking me. Let's remove it. Khalas, done. But it's not like that. It's definitely not like that. It's much more complicated. If you do remove it, you will have issues, because a simple cold will turn into a pneumonia. You could have an increased risk for cancer. So this is not something to take lightly. And which is why I understand this is a lot of information. So I would like to show all of you 5 call to action steps that you can take in your own life to reduce your risk for autoimmune conditions. One is to follow the DASH diet, which is filled with plants and rich in antioxidants to reduce the stress on your body. I don't eat plants, my mom can vouch for me. Another is avoiding smoking, which contains a lot of harmful compounds as well. And this pertains to all types of smoking, by the way. So a lot of fascinating research on that. Another one is also to reduce your stress by performing mindfulness techniques like yoga or meditation and so many other breathing exercises, because it's important to reduce your stress as well, because stress is one of the leading contributing factors, risk factors for autoimmune conditions. Another one is to also advocate for yourself, and I'm saying this especially for women sitting over here, whether this be your mother, your sister, any relative of yours. I would implore all of you to advocate for yourself. Keep up to date with all this information, because it's very important to look after yourself and for the next generation. I'm not disregarding all the men, just saying that we need to look out for ourselves, and most importantly is to obviously exercise weekly, 150 minutes per week as the WHO recommends. To be honest, the hamster works out more than me on the treadmill, but yeah. So the best part about our immune system is this: it's this fascinating world where it fights for you, it can also fight against you. It's a sword that can heal, can fight for you or against you. And what's amazing is that this is a constant battle or a cosmic ballet, a back and forth repetition between life and death. And I would like to leave all of you with these 5 simple call to action steps to unlock the true potential and power of your immune system, to be proud of your biology and to appreciate witnessing them every single day. Thank you.